The criminal investigation is obviously completed, and so our internal administrative investigation has now begun. And it'll be a while before we get the results of that, but we have to, while the Howard County State's Attorney looked at the criminal aspect of it, we've got to look to make sure that all of our policies and procedures were followed for the event. So our internal investigation is just beginning. Video from the body camera is certainly an important part of the investigation, but there's forensic evidence, there are witness statements, and a lot of other evidence that I've got to consider before I make a decision about this case. And I'm going to have to get all that information before I make any comment or decision about it.
Okay, and so Internal Affairs will be doing the investigation.
That's correct.
They'll present their findings to you, and
once the Internal Affairs investigation is completed, it will come to my desk, and I will make a decision on it.
Any idea what the time frame is?
These investigations always take longer than you think, so I'm guessing it's going to be at least a few months.
I would express my disappointment and sorrow that there was a loss of life, and my heart really goes out to the family of the victims. It's an unfortunate situation that occurred in Montgomery County. Observing the footage and information that I've seen thus far, it is really a tragic situation. A number of consequences that came together, unfortunately, that led to death. I'm not sure that there's anything that I would add in terms of what the Howard County State's Attorney has stated in terms of any criminal liability. Certainly we will look at any local procedures or training or other issues that we may have to address, but from a criminal standpoint of view and accountability standpoint of view, it would be hard to disapprove of what the Howard County State's Attorney said.
But from a do you think he followed Montgomery County police policies?
Well, I think that he did, but again, they're going to do some internal investigation from the standpoint of the local police here in Montgomery County, because there are two different things that you're looking at. One may be whether or not there's criminal liability, which clearly the state's attorney has indicated there's not. But then there's a second question that you still follow procedures. You could follow procedures or not follow procedures and still not be liable in terms of criminal liability. So those are somewhat distinct, and people need to understand the difference between those, because you can look at that and make some judgments about it. And I think the chief and others will look at that and make an assessment about, there will be an investigation on that aspect as well.
If it were your call, would he work for your police department?
I don't see any reason why I would eliminate him from the police department at this point in time. I'll wait until there's a further investigation by our local police to see whether or not there are any internal procedures or things that may have been missed from that standpoint of view. And if you look around the nation, there have been some police who have been not found criminally liable, but yet and still they've taken disparate action because of some ongoing procedures.